Welcome to the CBP Spring Virtual Conference. Whipfly is proud to be a CBP partner and presenting sponsor. I'm TJ O'Neill, also known as the Thirsty CPA, and help lead our firm's craft brewery team. We offer a full lineup of solutions, including accounting and tax, digital strategies, business advisory, and strategic planning services. Our firm's been working with breweries, wineries, and distilleries for decades. So whether you're a startup or looking to expand, we just might surprise you with a new perspective to transform your business. You can learn more at whipfly.com. Remember, that's Whipfly, W-I-P-F-L-I, not Whipfly. I hope you're enjoying the conference. Cheers.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is that you're watching from. My name's Daniel Hill. I'm the head of growth for the consumer engagement and brand protection platform Cellr. So I'm currently dialing in from Australia, if you didn't pick up on the accent, where it is a little bit early. So please bear with me. I'm heavily caffeinated, but if I do lose my words, give me a little bit of grace because it is quite early here. So before we kick off, I would like to just take a quick moment to thank Andrew and the Craft Beer Professionals Network for having me as part of this program, and to all of the great speakers that have been on this program so far and still coming up. I'd also like to thank ABS Commercial, Beer Law Centre and Whipfly for supporting the event as well. And, just congratulate everyone for putting on this great event. It's no easy feat putting on events of any type, especially virtual ones that are completely free. So, well done. And we're really pumped to be able to be part of this virtual conference. So without further ado, I'll jump straight in and highlight, elevating brand trust and loyalty through connected experiences. So today, really, I want to explore how digital transformation within the brewing industry isn't just a trend, but actually a crucial strategy to connect, engage, and grow your audiences. Now, through this, we're going to uncover how creating these connected experiences can elevate your brand's trust and loyalty and ensure your place in a competitive market. So as we go through, we've got the comments there. Any questions, any comments, anything that you think you'd like answered, type it in. I will be reviewing as we go and hopefully can get through and answer it all as we get through this presentation. So before we get sort of down into the nuts and bolts of brand trust and loyalty, I really think that it's important to set the scene and highlight the current state of play in the consumer landscape. Now, I love data and statistics, but I'll try not to bore you too much. But I do think these are really interesting stats that highlight what the consumer, what it looks like for a consumer at the moment. So first of all, did you know that 88% of customers believe the experience that a brand provides is as important as its product and services? So 88% of your customers believe that the experience they have with your tap house, with your beers, with your product is as important as the actual quality of the beer itself. Yet 57% feel that customer experiences have worsened, and 41% believe that the trust between consumers and brand is eroding. So I think that, these are really interesting numbers that paint a clear picture of the challenges and the opportunities that brands are facing today. So brands can no longer just sell their product. We really, truly need to understand the customer and adapt and innovate to deliver on their modern needs. And by doing this, brands are now able to gain a competitive advantage in the market. So what exactly is brand trust? So brand trust measures the confidence your consumers have in your business. It's the assurance that they feel toward your brand that reflects their confidence in your business's ability to deliver on promises. Brand trust is the cornerstone of customer acquisition and retention. It drives new business, increases a receptive environment for marketing efforts, creates loyalty and cultivates loyalty. But most importantly, it builds a strong foundation for client and customer advocacy. So when I look at these things, I think, trust really is the currency of brand success. What influences that that trust? Well, quality first and foremost. What is the quality and consistency of your product and service? The experience. Now, remembering that consumers believe the experience is as equally important as the quality, but what is the experience that your brand provides? Transparency and values. What do you stand for? Do your values align with your customers? And are you forthcoming with this information? Do you communicate your values to your customers? A recent Diageo report stated that 53% of consumers aged between 27 and 58 assume that a brand is doing nothing or hiding something if it's not communicating its actions around societal issues. So these factors, they're not standalone, they're interrelated and cumulative in building and degrading trust. Consistent quality in products and services, positive customer experiences, transparent business practices, and alignment with consumer values are really fundamental in nurturing this trust. So then, what is brand loyalty? I think a lot of people think of loyalty when they think of brand loyalty or loyalty, they think of, rewards, airline miles, coffee stamp cards. Now, there's a clear difference here. They are great ways to reward loyalty and even incentivize loyalty. But brand loyalty is actually about creating that bond with the customer. It's leading them to choose your brand time and time again. So high brand loyalty not only propels revenue growth, but it transforms customers into brand advocates. It's measured through metrics like customer retention, lifetime value, and satisfaction. In fact, customers that are loyal to brands will purchase 90% more frequently than new customers. We also know that customer acquisition is expensive. So it's going to cost you less to get customers to purchase again than it is to find someone new to buy your product. And loyal customers don't just buy more, they become ambassadors for your brand. So 75% of loyal customers will recommend a brand to family and friends, helping create new customer acquisition. And so the things that affect brand loyalty, the drivers of loyalty, really mirror those of trust. They highlight quality, experience, transparency, values, and that overarching trust factor. Each customer interaction with your brand is an opportunity to solidify these elements, deepen that bond, and enhance loyalty. And you'll find that this is a cycle that feeds into sustained business growth, is curating that loyalty, curating that trust, and then finding new ways to engage with your consumer and offer a better experience time and time again. So most brewers and beverage brands that I know are generally across the quality aspect of their product. We're all making good products. We have faith in our abilities. We, have pride in what we're producing. And so, quality out of those pillars isn't the issue here. And we do see a large number of brands delivering strong customer experiences in their tap rooms and brand homes. But there really is still a long way to go when it comes to ensuring you're meeting your customers' wants and needs. And there's a lot of touch points that your customer doesn't get the experience that you would expect if in your tap room or the places where you have full control. So I suppose, how can your brand deliver a stronger experience to all customers, build trust, and develop that brand loyalty? So this is where connected experiences come in. Now, what do I mean when I talk connected experiences? So connected experiences are seamless, integrated interactions that happen across various environments, platforms, devices, and they create a unified and holistic and meaningful journey for your consumer. So when you think about today's omnichannel world, where we have, direct sales, e-commerce sales, retailers, wholesalers, there's so many ways that your consumer engages with your brand. And finding ways to give them strong experiences at all those touch points is essential for building those lasting relationships. And it may seem like a really new concept, but it's not. We already have multiple touch points that our customers are engaging with brands, from physical tap rooms to social media websites. But when I talk connected experiences, I'm thinking about looking at all of these touch points on a holistic view, looking at the customer journey, understanding where are they engaging, how are they engaging, and ensuring that each communication, each touch point, each experience relates to the last. So an example of a customer journey. So you might see a customer who learns about your brand on Instagram. They go onto your website and they book a table at the tap room. They visit the tap room, they've purchased food and drinks and have a great experience. They even take away some cans to enjoy at home. Then those cans that they've purchased, they end up sharing with some friends at home. They go and visit their local bottle shop and buy some more of the product, including new releases that they've not tried. They decide that they really like your brand. They follow your socials. They start seeing your content more regularly. Maybe even sign up to your beer club or a mailing list. Each of these touch points are things as an opportunity to engage these consumers and to deliver something exciting and interesting. And really just build on those fundamentals of trust and loyalty. But we can find new ways and more touch points to deliver the consumer engagement piece. We can embrace digital technology. Now, these devices that we have in our hands and pockets nearly all of the time are not just a mobile phone. These mobile devices are a gateway for consumers to immerse themselves in our brands. So another statistic for you, 48% of 18 to 44-year-olds are engaging in digital communities more than they are in real life. Now, when I first saw that statistic, I was quite shocked. And then the more I thought about it, it just made sense. How many of us currently, in the middle of doing something, pick up our phone to check Facebook, to check Instagram, jump on TikTok, to send an email, to send a Slack. We live in these digital worlds. And so how do we leverage digital transformation and craft these digital user experiences that resonate with your audience and immerse them in your brand even deeper? So once again, by creating these experiences, we can exceed those consumer expectations and drive satisfaction and advocacy. So I suppose from this point now, I want to kind of highlight some actual practical uses. And so to do that, I suppose I'll highlight a little bit about who we are and what we do at Cellr. So Cellr is a software platform that allows brands to connect physical assets with digital experiences at scale. We work quite strongly in the connected packaging space. We're utilizing tools like QR codes, RFID, and NFC tags to deliver these digital experiences. Now, the connected products and connected packaging space is an interesting one because a lot of us are using QR codes on our packaging. A lot of us are thinking about how do we deliver engagement on our packaging and products. But what we've done using our cloud-based platform is found ways to actually enhance that. And here's a couple of examples using two beer-specific projects. So firstly, there's the Brew Daddies initiative. Now, this was done in partnership with some of our friends over in the States. Now, Brew Daddies was a collaboration to raise funds for the March of Dimes charity, which was in collaboration with Steady Hand Brewing and Mutation Brewers. Now, they integrated QR codes, not just on their cans, but on their bar taps, on their menus, their posters. And not only did they tell this engaging brand story about why they were doing what they were doing, but they amplified the consumer experience. So both the brewers were expecting to be fathers, and they wanted to support this charity that supports mums and babies. And through that, they delivered this great story. They highlighted the cause of this great charity. They requested donations. They drove brand advocacy by increasing untapped reviews. It was just a really great strategic approach to create engagement, to deliver values and trust, and to build some level of loyalty. The second project that I'd like to highlight involves an Australian craft brewery called Bridge Road Brewers. Now, they celebrated their 18th birthday recently and decided they wanted to create a captivating campaign that would engage their customers and also then create some brand advocacy by encouraging them to vote in one of Australia's largest craft beer competitions, the Gabs Hottest 100. So for those who don't know, Gabs Hottest 100 is a popular vote of a consumer-driven popular vote of what are the top 100 beers for that year. And it's very big for the craft beer industry. We see a lot of brands, running huge media campaigns and social media advertising, asking consumers to come and vote for their product. What Bridge Road Brewers did that I found really interesting was they didn't just go vote for our product, go to this website and vote. They actually created an experience that was fun and engaging. And it wasn't tailored around voting. It was tailored around this birthday celebration. So there was a great fun little video with the owner of the brewery jumping out of a cake. It was exciting. It was interesting. It gave you a little bit of a laugh. And then at the bottom, it just said, hey, we'd love your support. Can you vote for us? And we saw this be quite successful and actually achieve them the top fifth in the fifth spot for the top 100 beers. So the fifth most popular beer in 2023. Now, these examples show how connected packaging with QR codes can extend brand engagement beyond the tap room. They were able to connect with anyone who had that can in hand. It didn't matter where they purchased it from, didn't matter what touch points they'd had with the brand at that point. They could deliver an experience to that consumer. And they offer these in the moment content. And this is something I think is really important in this space, is not just sending your consumer to the website or to the Facebook that we already know that they can access and they can Google and they can get to quite easily. But instead, actually think about, how does a digital experience amplify this moment? If they're sitting down and you know that, okay, this beer is about sitting down, relaxing and enjoying, what can you do with that product that's going to amplify that experience? And is that gamification? Is that information? Is it, social content? Is it exclusive celebrity influencer content? How does that add value? Now, our experience at Cellr has also shown that the customers who are interacting with brands in this manner are highly engaged. So some of our campaigns have actually seen click-through rates as high as 80%, meaning that once these customers have got the product, once they've pulled out their device and scanned, they're yours. We're seeing 80% are clicking through to the call to action. You're never going to see those type of conversion rates on social media and email campaigns. And in crafting these connected experiences, we also consider additional engagement strategies. So things like using gamification, amplifying storytelling, using incentives for data capture, loyalty rewards, surprise and delight moments. An example outside of the beer industry for the wine space, we've currently got a campaign running with a Australian winery where there's 1 million bottles of a wine with unique QR codes on each single bottle. So each QR code uniquely identifiable. And what customers can do is scan that QR code and then enter some details, and they get an instant reward for that purchase. Once it's been claimed, it's done. So you're removing those barriers around proof of purchase, and you're also controlling the reward. So there's value in that reward because one bottle gets you one reward. Now, through these initiatives, we've really demonstrated how connected experiences, thoughtfully curated, can significantly elevate brand trust and loyalty and create a lasting impact on consumers. Beyond the physical packaging or connected packaging space, we're also doing work in digital activations that can revolutionize the way that breweries and tap rooms can enhance their customer experiences. We're already seeing significant improvements in service efficiency through the adoption of digital menus. Sorry, there, just need to grab a little sip of coffee. This innovation streamlines the ordering process. So we're allowing customers to make selections effortlessly, which in turn then speeds up service and reduces those wait times. Beyond facilitating orders, we're also seeing digital screens that are being employed to provide real-time information on the beers that are currently on tap, letting customers have all the right information at their fingertips to make informed choices, enhancing the overall experience. So these digital innovations are contributing to a seamless and frictionless communication flow, ensure that consumers are able to receive fast, quality, and efficient service, and removing barriers to satisfaction to create a more enjoyable and engaging environment. So other projects that we've been working on here at Cellr include things like optimizing tap rooms with digital tasting paddles. Now, imagine entering a tap room where you can select what beers you want in a digital manner, have those products delivered to you where you can get all of the storytelling, all of the information you need on that flight without having to wait for staff, without having to clog up your staff time in explaining that story. We see quite strong in Australia, and I'm assuming in the US as well. The wine industry is great at hosting experiences in their tasting rooms where they sit and they talk the consumer through each of the products. In the beer space, it's just not possible. The amount of tasting paddles that we pour, we don't have the ability to have staff and walk them through. But the wine industry, they do find that they have a higher conversion rate to sale, that people enjoy the product and then they go, I'm going to buy these. Now, I think in the beer space, it's something that, okay, we might not have the ability to stand over them as they taste each beer and talk them through them. But being able to digitally provide that information, being able to provide opportunities to create, let people review and provide their preferences on these beers as they're tasting them, not only is helping them enjoy the experience in a new manner, understand the brand, learn more, but also it's allowing you to learn more about the customer too, understanding what their preferences are, what they're enjoying. Beyond the tasting paddles, we're responsible for helping brands create in-venue and event competitions and promotions, using things like gamification with spin to win wheels as a way to drive excitement, sales, and strengthen brand experience. Now, we see quite often here in Australia a lot of brands that will go into a bar and it's buy this beer, get a free hat, or get a free stubby cooler, or whatever it is. And a lot of the time it's as transactional as give us money, we'll give you something. Now, personally, I think that's such a flawed process. It drives sales, yes, but that's a touch point with a customer that's completely lost. Brands don't know who that customer is. They don't know how to take them through that relationship, and they don't have any control over that product giveaway. We've actually been working with some brands around gamifying it with cards that allow the transaction to be you buy something and you give us some information and then we give you a reward, to allow them to actually start to drive loyalty outside of their own venues. So we're really starting to find some new ways that are driving these deeper connections from consumer to brand, and really building that trust, building that loyalty, and ultimately driving sales. Now, an area that I've focused quite heavily on has been the experience here, talking about creating the experience, delivering a better experience. Experience is a word I probably say way too many times in a day. But that's from the consumer side. So the consumer gets the experience. Now, the power of digitizing consumer interactions, the return for the brand that's doing this is data. It's a clear picture of who your customer is, especially zero-party data. So getting customers to actually share with you their email address, their name, all of those details that allow you to communicate with them in a better way and start to build a real picture of who your customer is and take them through a journey. So knowing what these touch points are throughout your journey and digitizing where you can makes it easier, makes it seamless, makes it frictionless to actually incentivize data collection, and just unlocks this potential so you can start to really build a strong and deep understanding of each of your customers and facilitate personalized and interconnected customer journeys. So think about this. When you look at that giant, you look at your customer journey map, you look at all of those touch points that you have with your brand, and you think about, how do you know that this customer has bought from the tap room? How do you know that customer then went and purchased products from the bottle shop? How do you know that they follow your social media and that's the same customer that came in and did this booking? By digitizing these things and starting to collect some of this data, you're able to fill in the gaps of that journey. And it really starts to lay the groundwork for a data-driven approach for continuously improving your customer experience and building loyalty and growing trust. So I think being successful in this space, being able to connect and engage with your customers is an ever-growing activity. It's not just something you can do when it's done. You've always got to be thinking of this. You've always got to be thinking about what is the consumer experience, how is it evolving, what do they want, how do you deliver better every time. But I think really to start it off, I'd like to highlight some really key actionable items to get you started and get you thinking about the consumer experience. So the first key of that is really having a look at your customer journey map. How does your customer engage with your brand? Where are the touch points? We talked before that coming into the tap room, booking online, buying in a bottle shop, following your social media, signing on your email list. What are all the ways in which a customer can engage and connect with your brand? And how do they sort of flow? Now, do you have a customer communication strategy? How are you communicating with your consumer? Do you use email blasts? Do you have social media? Do you have beer clubs, blogs? How are you communicating with your customers? How do you know your customer? And where are the holes? And that's, when you're speaking with your customer, are you sharing and cementing your brand values? Are you telling a story in a way that connects and engages them? And then understanding through that, where are the gaps? What aren't you communicating? Who aren't you engaging with? What don't you know? And what channels are you blind to? Then once you start to have that vision, start thinking about customer loyalty. Once customers become loyal, how do you reward them? How do you incentivize them? How do you continue to grow and support that trust? And I think one of the most important parts of this, and something that I'm very passionate about, is if you're putting your effort into these type of connected experience strategies, if you're putting these type of effort into communication strategies and customer experience, know your KPIs. What does success look like for your brand? What is your average order value? What are your lifetime customer values? What's your cost per customer acquisition? Know these numbers off by heart and understand, how do I achieve them? And then when you're running connected experience campaigns, when you're doing these type of strategies, measure them and find out, are you achieving, are you not? So I suppose from here, key takeaways from this, digital transformation isn't just a trend. It really is strategic. We need to elevate brand trust and loyalty. And by harnessing the power of connected experiences and data-driven insights, brands are able to ensure sustainable growth and competitive advantage. So I think really key things to highlight off the back of this talk, any takeaways are, brand trust leads to brand loyalty, and loyalty leads to increased sales. Really is as simple as that. And connected experiences need to be cohesive to create those strong brand interactions. Mobile devices unlock new engagement opportunities, especially outside of the environments that you already have access to. Now, this one I didn't highlight quite heavily, but connecting everything. If you've got the ability to put QR codes on packaging, taps, posters, t-shirts, do it. It's a way to connect with your consumers. And once you've got that connected, it's so easy to create new opportunities to deliver engagement pieces, competitions, promotions, gamification, loyalty rewards, the whole works. And then once again, really important, set goals and measure. That's a big part of this, is ensuring that, what does success look like? What do we want to achieve? And how do we grow it? So I've still got a bit of time up my sleeve here, and I'd love to sort of, answer any questions anyone may have. But, before I do, I just kind of want to wrap up on a few things. So I and myself and Chris will be over at the Craft Brewers Conference in Vegas for over at the Crowler Nation site. So I really would like to extend an invitation to anyone that's interested in learning how to cultivate brand loyalty and trust, especially when it comes to the connected product space. I'd love to continue this conversation face to face. Otherwise, send an email. Always happy to jump on a call and have a chat with brands that are looking to find new ways to connect and engage with their consumers. Yeah, I'm here to share insights, strategies, success stories, and see ways that we can help in any way possible. I'm also just like to open the floor to any comments, any questions, any ways that we're able to help with your brand. And I know that it's probably later in the day for most of you, and you're getting to that point where everyone's thinking about grabbing a beer at the end of the day. So I won't want to hold you too long, but yeah, any questions in the chat? No, it doesn't look like there's much coming through at the moment. So look, once again, really happy to be a part of this conference, in this virtual conference. I think it's great to see this. It's great to see the support for the industry. And yeah, really, really honoured to be able to come and speak. You know, my name's Daniel Hill. I'm the head of growth of Cellr. And yeah, would love to have a chat with anyone who's looking to deliver a connected product strategy, connect with their consumers, build that brand trust and loyalty, and find new ways to engage their consumers and offer a better experience. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the conference.